Good Monday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And what a beautiful start to this holiday week, this Thanksgiving week, as we look down the beautiful Wenatchee Valley from our cross camera, our Sky-Fi Tower cam, and you can see lots of blue skies out there today. And we saw temperatures on the nice side in the lower to even some mid-40s around parts of north central Washington. So that was a beautiful shot and how we look this afternoon. More of the same coming up, but we still are under an air stagnation advisory here in almost all of eastern and central Washington. That includes us here in Wenatchee, Chelan County, Grant, Douglas, and Okanagan counties. We're not seeing much happening as far as weather goes. A big area of high pressure is keeping air trapped below that ridge of high pressure. So we are seeing an air stagnation advisory until Wednesday at about 1 o'clock. Also, a burn ban remains in effect also until Wednesday. But weather is changing, and I will tell you all about that. It will affect your Thanksgiving travel, and we'll tell you more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. Damage to a roadside memorial marking the spot where a Moses Lake teenager was killed in a traffic crash is being investigated by Grant County Sheriff's deputies. The city of Wenatchee's finances appear to be in relatively good health headed into 2019. And a piece of Wenatchee history that most recently has been part of parades and car shows throughout the state will soon be finding a new owner. But first we begin tonight. A man who served prison time for trying to set his grandmother on fire in 2003 has again been arrested at her house in Plain, this time on gun charges. According to a court filing, 43-year-old Ronald Ray Dean was jailed Friday on 6 counts of unlawful weapons possession. Sheriff's deputies went to the home after a report that he had again threatened his grandmother and fired a shot into the floor in an attempt to get money from her. He was to appear in court late this afternoon. In the 2003 incident, he broke his grandmother's arm, doused her with gasoline, then attempted to set her on fire. Well, it was a come-from-behind victory for the Fire District 4's levy increase after the latest voting results were released Friday by Douglas County. The levy passed by a mere 6 votes, 287 to 281. It had been trailing by 10 votes prior to Friday's count. The election will be certified on November 27th. On a $200,000 home, the district's levy would rise from $117 annually to $194. It will pay to relocate Station Number 3 into a new building, as well as pay for trucks and other firefighting equipment. The district is based in Orondo and serves much of the surrounding area. Damage to a roadside memorial marking the spot where a Moses Lake teenager was killed in a traffic crash is being investigated by Grant County Sheriff's deputies. Officials say a witness reported seeing a bucket loader uproot the steel memorial cross from its display near roads 5 and L Northeast. The driver was eventually contacted by police but not arrested. The memorial, which has been vandalized in the past, is located at the spot where 18-year-old Clayton Clark crashed his vehicle into an irrigation canal back in 2016. Well, the city of Wenatchee's finances appear to be in relatively good health headed into 2019. The city council last week adopted a budget that Mayor Frank Kuntz says will require digging into savings to pay for needed infrastructure projects, such as road maintenance and wastewater expansion. The mayor said the city has a health budget reserve, and he said the goal is to maintain that reserve at about 25%. Well, a piece of Wenatchee history that most recently has been part of parades and car shows throughout the state will soon be finding a new owner and presumably a new purpose in life. A 1968 Crown Snorkel fire truck that once was an integral part of firefighting efforts in Wenatchee will go on the auction block Saturday at Amundson's Auctions in Stanwood. It's had 2 owners since being surplus by the city. In recent years, it has been the property of the Great Northern Fire and Rescue Museum of Camano Island, which is disbanding. Curtis Johnson, the museum's colorful director, explained what he's been doing with the truck.
Well, we don't do anything here, well, except if we have a special event or something. But we do parades and car shows. And that snorkel was last in a parade in Stanwood probably 2-3 years ago. I don't remember now the exact year, but it was a while ago. And there were 35 people on that fire truck, you know, waving at people and doing whatever. Big deal. The last parade it did do a car show last summer. It was at Camino Center car show, and it always attracts a lot of attention because we have all the equipment on it and we have all the compartments open, and people are amazed how much crap's on a pumper or a ladder truck or a rescue truck or whatever we have at a car show. So It's a neat rig, and it's they tell me, because before we had the auction that's coming, we had a meeting of the entire West Coast Society for the Preservation and Appreciation of Antique Motorized Fire Apparatus here for a 2-day event. And we said we'd let anything go for the insured value, and that included that snorkel. And there was a guy who knew about that snorkel, came from the Southern California neck of the woods where they were built. He said it was one of only 2 built in the world like it. And then he said, actually, that one was a 67 cab. So he said it was the last of a low-profile cab because it only has 2 headlights. In 68, they all had 4 headlights.
Coming up next, a man and woman from Vancouver were injured when their vehicle left Highway 2 and crashed into a sign and utility box near Smallwoods Harvest earlier today. It was a day of appreciation at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center as staff honored its volunteers for their hard work while also welcoming a new face to the team. The Columbia Basin Project of Freda office will receive $7.1 million in federal funding, and the annual Night in a Box fundraiser wrapped up over the weekend and, according to organizers, was a big success. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the Ncwlife Evening News.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now, thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Hey everyone, so today I'm tackling medical assistant ninja, trying to get that next level career. Man, this dead-end job is holding me back. Decision time, I'm going charter college. Now I'm a medical assistant student. Rocking it? Yeah, earned the President's Award. Score! Took my career to the next level. Hey, I can level up to medical assistant ninja, so can you. Get on it.
Welcome back. In another news, a man and woman from Vancouver were injured when their vehicle left Highway 2 and crashed into a sign and utility box that was near Smallwoods Harvest outside Peshastin early this afternoon. John Bryant of the Washington State Patrol said an unidentified 27-year-old woman was the driver of the Subaru. Both she and her passenger, a 31-year-old man, were taken to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee. Bryant said it's not yet known if drugs or alcohol were involved. The highway was blocked for a short time. Well, it was a day of appreciation at the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center as staff honored its volunteers for their hard work while also welcoming a new face to the team.
It's our pleasure today as board members, as staff members, as fellow volunteers to thank you for your service. At this time, it's my privilege to introduce to you the new Executive Director, Kenny Sturgeon.
So today is officially my first day, though I've been back and forth a few times. The institution here fiscal year starts in January, and so they're going into budgeting, and so I just wanted to be sure I was a part of that conversation and kind of knew where people were headed with their budgets before just walking in and saying, oh, here's the budget. So I've been over a few times, getting to know the staff a little bit, not much, but a little. So I'm very excited that I get to walk in, and my first day they're having a party, which is not for me, but it is for all our volunteers, and volunteers make museums go. They really do. We would never be able to do what we need to do without their help. People will see something new, but I don't know what it is. And that's really kind of a vague answer, but I really want to get to know what the staff here is already working on, what they're already planning, how well it's working, what's going well, what's not going well, what do we want to continue, what should we stop doing. There's always things you can stop doing because they're not working well. I really want to get out and talk with members of the community and hear their impressions of the museum. Where have we been serving them well? Where have we not been really serving well? And how can we better enable the community to engage with us and better engage with them? And so changes will happen, but I really want to spend some time just getting to know what we're doing internally and what the view is of us externally and where we can be better partners.
The volunteer luncheon featured an early Thanksgiving meal and entertainment from local schools and ongoing shows, including How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying and the 2019 Apple Blossom musical, Newsies. Well, the Columbia Basin Project Ephrata office will receive $7.1 million in federal funding. The announcement was made yesterday by the Bureau of Reclamation, which also includes allocating up to $2 million for design and oversight to the Odessa Groundwater Replacement Program. Both Dan Newhouse and Kathy McMorris-Rogers praised the announcement, saying the funding is a critical investment on behalf of farmers, ranchers, and water users and will continue to meet water infrastructure needs in that area. Finally, the annual Night in a Box fundraiser wrapped up over the weekend and, according to organizers, was a big success. The event raised $12,300 and will be used to feed and provide shelter for the homeless in our community. Participants gathered around fires, shared stories and experiences, and braved the cold Wenatchee night by sleeping in tents and cardboard boxes, all in the name of charity. The event was held in the parking lot at 410 South Columbia Street in Wenatchee. Donations can still be made at anightinAbox.com. The event is sponsored by the Lighthouse Christian Ministries. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Students from Wenatchee, Cashmere, and Eniac worked with New York filmmaker Mike Fierstein this fall to create anti-bullying videos as part of the Don't Wait to Unmake a Bully project. That effort was in partnership with NCW Life's own Lisa Bradshaw and her Don't Wait project. We'll be showing you these videos at various times right here on the Evening News. Tonight, a film by the students of Abraham Lincoln Elementary in Wenatchee.
Why don't you let Melissa play? She always makes fun of Maddie. But she hasn't done it in a while. Yeah, well, she's just being silly.
You guys both got me in trouble outside.
What's your problem?
Nothing. What's your problem? I didn't even do anything.
Whatever. So what? I didn't do anything either. Now nobody wants to play with me outside.
That's because you made fun of people.
Not anymore. You always got kids in trouble when they hung out with you outside, so...
No, they got me in trouble. Now I'll get them all back. You watch.
Maybe you should just say sorry instead.
What? Maybe you should say sorry for the jokes you made about Maddie.
You gonna make fun of me again? You all make jokes, so I try to make jokes. And maybe they're not funny, not nice. I'm sorry. And she apologized. She did? She said she was sorry? Jacob said he was sorry too. Maybe they're trying to be better? Let's see how tomorrow goes. Let's give him a second chance. Yeah, okay.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. But before we get to those details, let's take a beautiful look at what it looked like this afternoon right before sunset here in North Central Washington. And what a shot from our cross camera, our Sky-Fi tower camera up that way. Beautiful shot of Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. Of course, just crystal clear skies out there today. Temperatures were on the nice side as well, about where we should be for this time of year. But with those clear skies, we could get a little bit chilly tonight with really nothing to hold those warmer temperatures in. Today's high temperature, as I mentioned, pretty much where we should be for this time of year at 43 degrees. 42 is our normal high temperature. Not too far off either from our low this morning of 26 and our normal of 30 degrees. Record highs, 65 degrees set back in 1962. Beautiful day. But look at 1985, 4 degrees, our record low temperature. Still at 5.76 inches of precipitation. That's for the year for us here in Wenatchee. 7:11 the sunrise this morning and sunset this afternoon at 4:21. Let's take a look now at what we have in store for us this Thanksgiving week. And there's a lot to talk about. First of all, as we get into tomorrow, not much happening. We will start with some fog tomorrow, and that will keep our temperatures much cooler than today. We'll be lucky to get out of the 30s tomorrow. And then our first storm system moves in. Wednesday, this is at 4 o'clock. We do have about a 30% chance of showers right here in the Wenatchee area, all fueled by this large area of low pressure off the British Columbia coast. As we move into 10 o'clock on Wednesday night, a lot of you will be traveling to your destination for Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's going to be a wet one. Maybe a rain-snow mix as we get into Wednesday night. For Thanksgiving Day, we will see a little bit of rain-snow in the mixture. And then by Thanksgiving night, our best shot for snow. It will be all snow probably after about 10 o'clock on Thanksgiving night. As you can see this system moving through Friday morning for you Black Friday shoppers. Might want to bring that snow shovel with you in the trunk if you're traveling around north central Washington. We do have a chance for snow, mostly cloudy by the afternoon. Then on Friday by 10 o'clock, the storm moves away. We'll stay mostly cloudy though. Most of that snow will move into the northern Rockies around Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. And then on Saturday, things will quiet down somewhat. Storms move away. We'll see mostly cloudy skies. This will be our situation by late Friday night at around 10 o'clock. And then for the weekend, a little more storminess, especially Saturday night, possibly into Sunday morning. We'll talk more about that as we move through the week, probably tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night when we get together for the evening news. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight, I mentioned it, a little bit cool with those clear skies at 29 degrees. Cooler because that morning fog will be hard to get away. The sun is at such a low angle right now, it really doesn't break up clouds as well as it does when it's high up in the sky. So we will be a cloudy day tomorrow with 36 degrees, 41 on Wednesday, a 40% chance of a rain-snow mix developing late. For your Thanksgiving on Thursday, a 40% chance of rain and snow throughout the day. It will be all snow then as we move into Thanksgiving night with a 60% chance. Your Thanksgiving day high at 41 degrees, 43 with a 50% chance of mainly morning snow showers on Friday. 40 degrees, your high temperature on Saturday with a 20% chance of showers. A very light shower activity is what's expected on Saturday. And then for Sunday, mostly cloudy, light winds as we end our long weekend. A lot of you traveling on Sunday, it looks okay with a high temperature of 41. And that's a look at your local weather. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the Ncwlife Evening News continues right after this.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Just as the cool mornings and evenings are returning to our valley, Carrier and Alpine Air are offering best-in-class rebates and promotions to keep your home comfortable and safe this winter. Call for your free estimate today. Ask about rebates to $1,650 and low interest, low payment financing. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call 662-6846. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
And now it's a sports update on the Ncwlife channel.
And a happy Monday. Thanks for joining us here on the Ncwlife channel. The Wenatchee Wild were in Canada for the weekend in BCHL action, playing at Trail on Friday, Salmon Arm on Saturday. In the first game, Wenatchee saw its three-game win streak come to an end and a 3-2 loss to the Smoke Eaters. Lucas Souter and PJ Fletcher did what they could to help the cause, but Trail was up to the challenge. Arch Ecker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network, video courtesy Hockey TV.
Into the corner. Herzog chips at it. Oh, and trucked his Stratton. Oh, he just got hit up high and dropped. He turned around and got plowed. Carter Jones back the other way. He's in his shot and he scores. Where Souter will take off to the race on the right side. Nice move by Souter. He's in. He shoots. He scores. Oh, what a shot by Lucas Souter. As he turned Hayden Rowan inside out over on the right wing. Backed it away though by Hayden Rowan. 3-on-2 back the other way for the Smoke Eaters. They're into the zone to Byers. He shoots and he scores. Mac Byers picking the top corner high on the blocker's side. And the back the other way. Here's Snyder to Kriske. He's in. Shot save. Rebound. Score. Now to Arnold. Down in the left corner. Arnold throws it back up high. Held in by Modry. He looks. He shoots. He scores. That may have been tipped on the way through, but Modry pulled the trigger. And I think it's Fletcher got a stick on it, and he did. Souter carries it in, cuts across to his left. High slot, leaves it for Gashevsky. His shot just low and wide. 3 seconds left. Back to Cook. His shot just rattles wide. And the Smoke Eaters hang on.
So Wenatchee falls on Friday. Saturday night's game was close with the Wild leading 2-1 heading into the third period. But A.J. Hodges' second goal of the night, 48 seconds into the frame, opened the floodgates. Wenatchee poured it on from there with another 4 goals, winning it 7-1. Again, our checker with the highlights, video courtesy Hockey TV.
Threaded back across. Stratton in up high for Sasaki. Back to Arnold. He looks, he shoots, he scores! A screen in front. There were 2 Silverback players. They were converging, and Arnold just able to sneak it through. Arnold comes away and sends a pass ahead for Hodges. He's in behind the D. Hodges in, he shoots, he scores! A.J. Hodges took off up the left side. Arnold spotted him and put it into a lane. Now over to Lucas Sauter. Sauter into the zone, in, shoots, he scores! It was a 1-on-4 rush as they were peeling off behind him on a change, and Sauter just came in off the right wing for Sasaki, then ahead to Gashevsky, who tips it in. Now Gashevsky gets in behind the D. He shoots, he scores! Matt Gashevsky poke checked the puck away at the salmon arm blue line. Blake Barger sends it in. Hiroshi colliding with his teammate. Barger able to chase it down, throws it in front, shot and a score. Josh Arnold. His second of the night and 4th point for Hodges. Midpoint now Cook. Cook sweeps it across to Fletcher. Shoveled down low for Sauter. Fluttered in front, shot, score. Brandon Cook finished it off the nice feed from Sauter. A.J. Hodges with a pair of goals. Josh Arnold with a pair of goals. Sauter, Gashevsky, and Cook rounding out the scoring. And this one comes to a close with the Wenatchee Wild picking up the win.
So the Wild took 2 out of 3 games on the road and now return home to host West Kelowna Friday and Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. Both games start at 7:05. Our Central Cascade Pop Warner teams were in Cheney over the weekend, playing at Roos Field on the red carpet. The Wenatchee Valley Rams Black won the Mighty Mite League Championship with a 39-18 win over the Spokane Knights. By the sounds of it, a punt return touchdown opened up a close game in the second half. Congratulations to the Rams Black. The Rams Green were playing for the Junior Pee Wee Regional title against Pacifico out of California. The Rams suffered through injuries in a very cold game and fell 18-0 to place second in the region. A note from the Central Cascade Pop Warner League, they wanted to thank their parents for their sportsmanship and support, and to the kids for working so hard. Now, besides the football team, on the field, the cheer squads did a great job picking up everyone's spirits. Congratulations. The Wenatchee FC Boys U16 team took second place over the weekend in the State Cup Gold Bracket. We're talking soccer here. Wenatchee FC won 4 games on its way to the finals, where it fell to Issaquah 1-0. Congrats to the boys. This is the second consecutive year they fell just 1 goal shy of the title after winning the Silver Division 3 years ago. Well, looking at our Les Schwab scoreboard in college football over the weekend, we'll start where it all began on Friday in Portland, where the Eastern Eagles demolished Portland State 74-23. The final, Eastern's quarterback Eric Barrier threw for 5 touchdowns and ran for another. The Eagles share the Big Sky championship with UC Davis and Weber State, who all finished 7-1. On Saturday, oh wait, before I can do the Saturday score, I got to put this on here. Okay, on Saturday, there we go. Gardner Minshew threw for 7 touchdown passes and 473 yards as Washington State torched Arizona 69-28. The game pretty much over at halftime. Cougars, this is not staying on here. Cougars led going into the break 55-14. There you go. 7 touchdowns. By the way, you can get these at Nancy's Party Rentals. They're not going to be open on Thursday and Friday, so you want to get them by the Apple Cup, then you better get there the next couple of days. So there you go. You can the power of the stash. The 7 touchdowns in the game, also a record for Washington State. In Seattle, meanwhile, we'll take that off. Washington's Jake Browning threw for 242 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Miles Gaskin rushed for 135 yards and a score. Huskies beat Oregon State 42-23. That sets up the Apple Bowl in Pullman Friday. Pac-12 North title on the line. Number 8, Washington State, 7-1 in conference play, 10-1 overall. Number 18, Washington, 6-2 in the conference, 8-3 overall. Kickoff for Friday's Apple Cup at 5:30 on Fox TV. Washington State opening as a 3-point favorite, which in gambling terms is a pick'em. But hey, you got the power of the stash. All right, that's sports. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.